Greetings everyone, my name is Greg. In this video, I am going to explain how you can know Christianity is not true and the claims of Jesus can be disregarded. And I will use the Bible to do so. I'm also going to be showing not just batshit crazy Christians, because all atheists know batshit crazy Christians are out there. Not a shocker. That's not something that's going to be a revelation to any of you. The thing is, some of you may be wondering why I am regularly having the Bible in my videos. The reason is the way you deal with these batshit crazy Christians is you demand book, chapter, and verse for what they are claiming. And then, when they try to give you that, hold their feet to the fire of what is in book, chapter, and verse. If it is not saying it specifically in the text, they are making it up. They are adding to the Bible. They're trying to insert their ideas into the text, which means they're trying to rewrite it to fit what they want, to fit their agenda. The thing is, first things first, I wasn't going to go this in depth when I first started this, but the batshit crazy drew my attention to Matthew 24 because there's a whole bunch of lies, straight up lies, that Jesus makes, false predictions, false prophecy type of thing. He makes claims regarding what is going to happen, and it doesn't happen. First thing is this. In Matthew 24:2, Jesus said unto them, See ye not these things? Verily, verily, I say unto you, there shall not be one stone left standing upon another that will not be thrown down. He is talking about the destruction of the second temple in Jerusalem. The thing is, the Messiah had to build the third temple. And Jesus couldn't do that because the second temple was still standing. Christians try and say that when he said about rebuilding it in 3 days, that he's talking about himself. That he was not. Because what he was saying was the temple. You can destroy the temple and I'll rebuild it in 3 days. Bullshit. That's where Jews would have been. Bullshit. You're not talking about rising from the dead because that's nothing. By Jesus' own mouth, later in Matthew 24, something like that is meaningless. The thing is, he makes that claim, but then later he goes on. Well, before I get into what is later, the aspect of that, there is Deuteronomy 18, verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. So any prophet that speaks in the name of God is to die? Check this out. Verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if that thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet spoke it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Now, I'm going to show you the claim of Jesus from Matthew 24, I say unto you, there shall not be left one stone upon another that will not be thrown down. Well, we have a problem. You guys notice what that is? Yeah, we got the Dome of the Rock behind it. Right there is the Western Wall. It is also called the Wailing Wall. And it is something that, let me shrink this down so you can, so I'm in this as well. The thing is, in order for the claim of Jesus to have been accurate, there would not be one stone left upon another. The fact that there is the Western Wall, not just more than 2 stones on each other, but an entire wall, that in and of itself debunks Jesus. But there is also this, and both of these I'll have in the description bar below that you can see. Well, this other one you can just type in Western Wall, but I'll have the picture, what you see here, in the description bar below so you can check that out yourself. But this, the destruction of the Second Temple, I'll have this link also in the description bar below because it gives you the full spiel on it. But one of the things, what really caught my attention with this was where it says about a plan to rebuild. Because this would be the building of the Third Temple. And for Jews, this would be very important. Because this would signify an aspect of the criteria for Messiah. And one of the things that you'll see with this is it says that Julian planned the project in the last year of his reign in AD 363. And to summarize this, the Jews were very excited that he was going to be doing this. And not only did others put money in towards the rebuilding of the temple, Jews had donated and given money to rebuilding building the temple because they had a very big interest in this being done. But then it goes on to say, then sudden tragedy struck. The foundation of the Second Temples were barely uncovered when the flames of fire burst forth from under the ground. The flames were accompanied by a large explosion that caused the flames were probably the result of noxious gases in the subterranean passage catching fire. The thing is, the building was stopped and never started again, never again to be restarted. Many believed that the explosion and fire were a demonstration of the anger of God. The thing is, was it the anger of a God? I don't think so. I don't buy that type of explanation because to me that's a bullshit answer. The thing is, the Third Temple has never been built. But that's not the only false claim Jesus made. That's enough with Deuteronomy 18, verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing not follow, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet has spoken presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. If Christians want to say he wasn't talking in the name of God or in that type of shit, to try and get away from it that way, he goes on and makes claims. But the reason miracles are not evidence. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. But this is why the aspect where Christians say about wars and rumors of wars, Matthew 24:6. But you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence, in earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. But yet, every end times Christian tries to act like this is evidence of the last times. Even though Jesus had said, be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So, wars, rumors of wars, famines, pestilence, earthquakes, so forth, doesn't matter. It's not the signs of the end. But Jesus then goes on to say, many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. Basically, another aspect of people making false claims. And it's ironic that Jesus is talking about false prophets rising and deceiving many when he is one. The thing is, he tries to say about, and this is interesting for the people that want to try and say about a rapture, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. These rapture people don't want to endure to the end. They want to be taken away before the end. They don't want to endure, but yet they think they're going to be taken away. Anyway, and the aspect of mentioning Daniel doesn't fit, doesn't work. Not with Jesus. But he goes on to say, and it's down here in verse 23 and 24, if any man say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or lo, there, believe it not. 24, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. I would say rising from the dead is a great sign or a great wonder. The thing is, these people want to try and act like Jesus' miracles are evidence that he was the Messiah. It's not. Because right here, Jesus himself is saying that there will arise people to show great signs and wonders that, if it were possible, they would deceive this very elect shit. The thing is, he makes claims regarding, what I find interesting is the aspect of Noah is mentioned. And it's not Noah, it's N-O-E. And when I look this up in the Greek to see how does that appear, it is N-O-E-H. And just so everybody can see that, because I don't want you guys taking my word for anything. N-O-E. And in the of Hebrew origin, N-O-E. It says like patriarch, but N-O-E. His name was not N-O-E. Not at all. Because that you can see with Genesis 6. Right there. N-O-A-H. But you may be wondering, how does that appear in the Hebrew? Now, it does have the Noach, the thing is, N-O-E is not right. However, what was being said regarding Matthew 24, where Jesus was saying about they will be giving and taking in marriage and so forth, that, and it goes into this angels and trumpet bullshit, but here is one where Matthew 24:29 would have Neil deGrasse Tyson doing a facepalm. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give her light. The stars shall fall from heaven. And the idea of stars falling from heaven, it is absurd. It is obnoxiously stupid. Because they're not dots in the sky. They are stars that are millions, if not billions, of light years away. Or maybe the thing is, they're not going to fall. No. It is fucking impossible. The thing is, the idea of that, here it is, but as in the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew not the flood waters be coming, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. And that's where you go into this. 2 will be in the field, 1 taken, 1 left. But there is also now I know it's in here where he says there it is, 34, 24:34. Verily, verily, I say unto you, this generation, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. That is another claim that did not happen. That generation passed. These things didn't happen. Jesus was a false prophet. He wasn't a Messiah. He was just a false prophet, a person claiming something that didn't happen. Now, to give you the batshit crazy, this is someone that was commenting on the video I did on the rapture, and I want you to see exactly what they're claiming, that God warns there is a great deception coming. It will have something to do with aliens. Well, let's do a search like I've shown you guys before. Let's see if aliens in the Bible. Well, it does have occurrences, but it's not talking about space aliens. Because let's just look up what the Greek word for that, a stranger, other man, hostile, foreign, not one's own. Oh, would help if I moved my face out of the way so you can see that. It's not space alien. So the claim that, and the Freemasons, oh brother, and what's even funnier is Luciferians. This whole notion of Lucifer. Yes, I did a video on Jesus is Lucifer. The thing is, I was using more of how the Christians use that term, because Mark Powers has corrected me on the aspect of Isaiah 14, because one of the things that people should know, and just in that regard, take thou a proverb against the king of Babylon. It's not talking about an angel or anything of that nature. It's talking about a human king. A human king that died. But the word Lucifer in verse 12, when you switch it over to the JPS, O day star, son of the morning. It's not Lucifer, because there is no Lucifer in the Hebrew. Hele. Now this is a translation that is also based on King James. This whole notion of Lucifer being a fallen angel is based on King James bullshit. But then this person goes on to mention about the government running our government, and the world having been covering up Roswell and other events to build the rumor mill about it. Oh, brother. They pump our heads with alien propaganda in all its forms of the media and education, because one day they are going to come and visit, but they won't be aliens. They will be demons and fallen angels pretending to be aliens. They did it thousands of years ago, and they're going to do it again in the last days. Really? They did this thousands of years ago. So that means I should be able to type in fallen angels. Look at that. Doesn't exist. Alright, how about demons? Nope. No mention of demons. No mention of fallen angels. So, if they're trying to say it happened thousands of years ago, where is that? I can guarantee you where they're trying to go. And for that, I'll just move me, Genesis 6, because I mentioned this to Mark Powers, and he had read over it and said, I don't see anything about demons or fallen angels, because I'm aware of how Christians look at this. But there were giants in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, that they bear children to them, the same were mighty men, which were men of old, men of renown. Sons of God. Same as what Jesus tried saying about being a son of God. But yet he tried saying he's the only one. Yet here in Genesis 6:4, we have sons of God. And in case anybody is curious, sons is the same firstborn, so forth, whelp, young one, youth, and the of God, and it's Elohim, and anybody that knows that Hebrew term would know that Elohim is a plural term, the singular term being El, E-L, so it would be better translated gods, not God. However, be that as it may, there is no mention anywhere in this of fallen angels. What is also interesting is in verse 5, God saw the wickedness of man, that it was great on the earth, and that every imagination of his heart was only evil continually. The wickedness of man. Where are these fallen angels? Where is there any mention of them? Haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen one mention. And you can look at all of this. Sons of God. and the sons of God saw the daughters of men were fair and took wives all they chose, doesn't indicate that God was pissed off at it at all. Doesn't indicate that they were doing anything that the God didn't want them to do. Because in verse 5, it's not saying that these mighty men of old, men of renown, were something that the God was upset about. But the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every imagination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. We're still talking man. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth. Where is there mention of these fallen angels? Where is it? Next verse. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping things and fowls of the air. What did the beast, creeping thing, and fowls of the air fucking do? That's where I look at this God and be, you're a fucking dick. First of all, if you're pissed off at people, all right, fine, but what did the fucking animals do? They didn't do a goddamn thing. The thing is, but Noah found grace in his eyes. Wait a minute, wait. How can the God up here in verse 5 make a general statement that every imagination of his thoughts and heart were only evil continually, and it grieved the Lord that he made man on the earth, and this God be all-knowing and not able to change, but down here just a few verses later, this Noah is finding grace in this God's eyes. That's a change. That's indicating that something came about that caused this God to have a change of mind. The thing is, at no point in this does it talk at all about fallen angels. It just doesn't do it. So it doesn't mention fallen angels. It doesn't mention aliens. It doesn't mention demons. Nothing. Now, what these people are really going with is pictures like this. They want to try and act like this is real. And so I got this picture by typing in real alien. So it's one, is it a real alien? I'm skeptical. I am one that had at one time been more believing and buying into this stuff. Here's another one. The thing is, if you're going to try and say that aliens are demons, then I have a bit of a problem just with this picture. If you're wanting to say that this is real, that this is a real alien, the thing is, if they're these fallen angels, I'm seeing guts. I'm seeing internal fucking shit. And this is supposed to be either a dead or dying alien. If it can die, how is it a demon or fallen angel? It's a crock of shit. The thing is, these people don't care about facts. They don't actually want to look at what is, but even potentially real. They want to look at something like that and that's evidence of a demon. And this brings in a bit of a problem I have with Christians like this. That being, it reminds me of the Highlander. And for those that didn't see the TV series, not the movies were good in and of themselves, but I'm talking TV series, because the TV series went in a direction that the movies didn't go. There was a character called Horton, who was a watcher, and all they were supposed to do was watch the immortals and so forth and keep track of their history type of shit. Well, this one Horton got it in his head that these immortals were an abomination. And one of the things that was mentioned in one of the episodes, and it really struck me as an interesting analogy. The character of Horton had looked at McLeod and said, "You're an abomination. We're made in the image of God." And pretty much implying that he wasn't, even though Duncan McLeod looked as human as Horton. The thing is, these Christians are going around acting like aliens or demons. If aliens do exist, and if we would have contact with them, what these people are really setting up for is basically putting us in a position of where an alien race could look at it and be declaring war on us because these wacky Christians would be trying to kill them. It could theoretically be a big reason why, if they do exist and they have a brain in their fucking head, they're not showing up. Because frankly, would you go somewhere that you knew the people there were stone cold fuck nuts and were looking to demonize you and use it as an excuse to kill you? Would you really go there and be, "Hi, how you doing?" I don't fucking think so. These are the same Christians that want to threaten atheists with being burned alive. Now, they'll act like it's in an afterlife because they can't get away with it anymore socially. If they could still get away with it, they would want the fucking Inquisitions. They would want it. They would embrace it. Donald Trump had said he would bring back worse than waterboarding. But nobody in the media has tried holding his feet to the fire of being, what exactly are you fucking talking about? What exactly are you saying you want to bring in? Are you saying you want to bring back the Inquisitions? Torture is not a reliable means of extracting true information or true confessions. Oh, you can get confessions by torture, but what you get, and it's been proven, what you get are false confessions. A person will say whatever they think you want to hear just to stop the torture. You do not get true, valuable, accurate information. So it is not a reliable means of getting information. It is not something that a civilized society engages in. But Christians don't want that. They only want to put on a face of being good, when the truth of the matter is, everything about what they are spouting is hate. It's hate through and through. They want to try and act like they're about love and peace. There is no love or peace in them, or the only peace that it could be, and Muslims are in this same boat, is a PIECE. You know, they want a piece of this, piece of this, piece of this. They want all the fucking pieces. That's the only kind of peace they want. Same with Muslims. Yeah, Muslims, don't think just because I don't mention you as much that you're not in my radar. You are. And I'll be getting to you in time. Because this ISIS bullshit is for the fucking birds. This Sharia law crap is for the fucking birds. Hell, birds are too smart for this shit. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people. Yeah, I wanted to give a little bit of a to Muslims to think, yeah, you think I'm afraid to talk about your shit? Uh-uh. Wrong fucker. Talk to you later, people.